Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life when we must ask ourselves, are we prisoners of our past or are we creators of our future? This is not just about relationships, this is about the power of the mind, the energy we allow into our lives, and the frequency we choose to operate on. Because here's the truth. Toxic men thrive in the absence of awareness. They manipulate, they drain, they distort reality. But a smart woman is a force of nature. She is the architect of her destiny. She does not beg, she does not break, she transcends. And how does she do it? Here are 5 ways. 1. She sees the game and refuses to play. Smart women do not live in denial. They are aware. Toxic men use charm, guilt, and gaslighting to distort reality. But awareness is power. The moment you recognize the pattern, you step out of it. You see it for what it is, an illusion designed to control you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. 2. She masters the art of detachment. Most people live in a state of reactivity. They argue, they fight, they try to prove their worth. But smart women, they don't engage. They know that every reaction is energy given away, so they detach. They remain centered, focused, and calm. And when a toxic man realizes he cannot control your emotions, he loses his power over you. 3. She builds an iron wall of boundaries. Boundaries are not suggestions, they are laws, and smart women enforce them with absolute certainty. No, you will not disrespect me. No, you will not manipulate me. No, I do not owe you an explanation. Boundaries are how you train people to treat you, and toxic men crumble when they realize you will not bend. 4. She knows her worth is non-negotiable. A toxic man's power comes from making you doubt your worth. He will breadcrumb you, keep you on edge, make you question yourself. But a smart woman, she does not need external validation. She does not seek approval. She knows her worth. And when you know your worth, you become untouchable. 5. She walks away and never looks back. Here's the ultimate truth. You cannot fix a toxic man. You cannot love him into changing. And smart women do not waste time trying. They walk away without fear, without guilt, without hesitation, because they understand that every step away from toxicity is a step toward their highest potential. And this is the real secret. They do not just walk away physically. They walk away mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They heal, they evolve, they rise. So I ask you today, are you ready to rise? Are you ready to step into your power? Because the moment you decide to break free, the universe will conspire in your favor. The question is, will you choose yourself? Because the smartest woman in the room is the one who refuses to settle for anything less than she deserves. 2/2. Awareness is the foundation of all transformation. Without it, we move through life on autopilot, repeating patterns, attracting the same experiences, and wondering why nothing changes. But the moment we become aware, truly aware, everything shifts. A toxic man does not thrive in clarity. He thrives in confusion. He relies on emotional fog, on half-truths, on subtle manipulations that keep you second-guessing yourself. He distorts reality, turning your instincts against you, making you believe that the problem is you, when in fact, the problem is the game itself. But awareness dissolves the illusion. When you see the manipulation for what it is, it loses its power over you. When you recognize the patterns, you stop participating in them. You no longer react, you observe. You no longer try to fix, you understand. And understanding gives you the ability to choose differently. This is why smart women do not waste time trying to change toxic men. They don't get caught in the cycle of justification, of waiting for potential, of hoping that words will align with actions. They see clearly, deeply, and without distortion. And once you see, you cannot unsee. That is the beginning of true freedom. Most people live in reaction mode. They hear an insult, they defend, they feel disrespected, they argue, they get ignored, they chase. But smart women understand something deeper. Reaction is a form of control. The moment you react, you are being led. Your emotions, your energy, your focus, all of it is being dictated by someone else. And toxic men, they thrive on this. A toxic man doesn't need to raise his voice to manipulate you. He can withdraw, withhold affection, or say just the right thing to trigger insecurity. He can plant a seed of doubt and watch as you unravel, trying to prove your worth, trying to earn back his approval. But a smart woman, she doesn't take the bait. She understands that reacting only feeds the cycle, gives away her power, and keeps her locked in a loop of emotional turmoil. Instead, she detaches, not with anger, not with resentment, but with clarity. She watches, she listens, but she does not engage. She does not need to prove anything because she knows that a toxic man's game only works if she chooses to play. And so, she chooses differently. Detachment is not coldness, it is wisdom. It is the ability to stand in your own energy, unmoved by manipulation, untouched by guilt, unaffected by mind games. When you master detachment, you stop being a puppet in someone else's show. You become the director of your own life. Boundaries are not just words. They are the energetic lines that define how we allow ourselves to be treated. They are the silent yet powerful declarations of self-respect, and smart women do not negotiate them. A toxic man will always test boundaries, not because he doesn't understand them, but because he wants to see if you will enforce them. He thrives on blurred lines, on exceptions, on the belief that if he pushes just hard enough, you'll bend. But bending is the beginning of breaking. A smart woman knows that a boundary is only as strong as her willingness to uphold it. She does not just say, "I will not tolerate disrespect." She acts on it. She does not just demand honesty. She walks away when it is not given. She does not just hope for change. She refuses to stay in places where she is undervalued. Because a boundary without consequences is just a request, and toxic men do not respect requests. But boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about controlling yourself. You cannot force a toxic man to change, to honor your worth, or to respect your limits. But you can decide what you will and will not accept. And that decision, when made with conviction, creates a reality where toxic people cannot thrive. The moment you set a boundary and truly mean it, you send a message. I am not here to be drained. I am not here to be manipulated. I am not here to be tested. And when a toxic man realizes that his usual tactics no longer work, he will do one of two things: step up or step out. Either way, you win. A woman who seeks validation from a toxic man is handing him the blueprint to control her. The moment he senses that his approval defines her worth, he knows he has leverage. He will give just enough to keep her hooked, then pull it away to keep her chasing. It's a cycle: affection followed by withdrawal, compliments followed by criticism, love bombing followed by indifference. And the more she seeks his validation, the deeper she sinks into the illusion that his opinion determines her value. But a smart woman, she does not play that game. She does not need to hear "you are beautiful" to believe she is. She does not need to be chosen to know she is worthy. Her confidence is not built on external approval. It is rooted in something unshakable: self-awareness. She knows who she is, what she brings, and what she deserves, and no amount of manipulation can convince her otherwise. This is the difference between seeking validation and owning your worth. Validation is external. It comes and goes, controlled by others. Self-worth is internal. It is constant, unwavering, and untouchable. And when a woman stops looking for a toxic man to confirm her value, he loses his grip, because he cannot control what he did not create. A woman who knows her worth does not beg, does not prove, does not chase. She simply is. And that presence, that unwavering certainty, is the very thing that makes her magnetic, untouchable, and free. Walking away is not just about leaving a toxic man, it's about reclaiming your power. It's about sending a message to yourself and the universe that you refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. But fear is what keeps so many women stuck. Fear of being alone, fear of regret, fear that maybe, just maybe, he will change. And that fear is exactly what toxic men prey on. A smart woman understands that fear is an illusion. It is the mind's way of resisting change, of keeping you trapped in the familiar, even when the familiar is destroying you. She knows that staying in dysfunction is far more dangerous than stepping into the unknown. She knows that leaving is not the loss, staying is. So she does not just walk away physically, she walks away mentally, emotionally, and energetically. She does not leave and then linger in the past, replaying memories, wondering if she made the right choice. She chooses herself fully, with certainty, without hesitation, because she understands that what she is walking toward, a life of peace, freedom, and self-respect, is far greater than what she is leaving behind. And when a toxic man sees that she is truly gone, that she is no longer waiting, no longer affected, no longer within his reach, that is when he realizes he has lost something he will never get back. But by then she no longer cares, because the moment she walks away without fear, she has already won. Healing is not just about moving on from a toxic man. It's about transforming into the highest version of yourself. A smart woman does not just leave a bad situation, she evolves from it. She understands that pain is not the end of her story, but the beginning of her rebirth. Toxic relationships leave wounds, self-doubt, broken confidence, a heart that questions its own worth. But a woman who chooses to heal does not stay trapped in that narrative. She does the work. She sits with her emotions. She unpacks the lessons. She rewires the beliefs that once kept her small. She does not numb the pain with distractions or jump into another relationship to fill the void. She faces herself, and in doing so, she reclaims every part of her that was lost. But healing is just the first step. Elevation is what sets her apart. She does not just recover, she rises. She builds the life she once thought she needed someone else to give her. She pours into herself, her goals, her peace, her happiness, until she becomes so whole that no toxic man could ever shake her again. And when she reaches that place, she no longer feels resentment. She does not seek revenge or closure. She simply thanks the past for the lessons and moves forward, unstoppable, untouchable, and completely free. Conclusion: the rise of a smart woman. At the core of every transformation is a single choice: to stay bound by the past or to rise into a new reality. Smart women do not wait for permission to break free. They do not wait for a toxic man to change, to apologize, or to realize their worth. They see the truth, they make the decision, and they step forward without fear, without hesitation, without looking back. Because here's what you must understand: you are not here to shrink to fit someone else's comfort. You are not here to explain your worth, to beg for respect, or to prove you deserve love. You were never meant to be caged by manipulation, by doubt, or by the smallness of someone else's limitations. The moment you become aware, you gain power. The moment you detach, you regain control. The moment you enforce boundaries, you shift the dynamic. The moment you stop seeking validation, you become untouchable. And the moment you walk away without fear, you set yourself free. But true victory is not just in leaving, it is in rising, it is in healing, in elevating, in stepping into a version of yourself so whole, so confident, so untouchable, that you would never again tolerate what once tried to break you. So I ask you now, who do you choose to be? Do you choose to stay in cycles that drain you, or do you choose to become the woman who commands her own destiny? Because the smartest woman in the room is not the one who wins the argument, fixes the broken man, or waits for validation. The smartest woman in the room is the one who refuses to play small, who refuses to settle, and who walks away not just from toxic men, but from anything that does not align with her highest self. And when you choose yourself fully, unapologetically, and without hesitation, the world does not just watch, the world adjusts.